what things I do when I get sick. So I want you to know that um, if I'm your doctor, I might make some of these suggestions to you. If I'm not your doc, then you need to talk with your own doc about this. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what I do, because as soon as I feel something coming on, I jump on it like a tiger. Okay, like a wow. I don't want to get sick, right? So, how can you help yourself if you do get sick? What are some of a few things that we want to think about? Number one, okay, what you're putting in your body is so important because it gives your body information, like what it's going to decide to do. If you give it nourishing food, it's more likely you're going to be able to bounce back. This is a time when maybe less is more. So, not eating heavy food. I tend to eat a little bit less, but make sure you get adequate protein because you're going to need protein in order as building blocks to improve and get better. Bone broth is something that I might do when I get sick. And certainly, I'm going to avoid alcohol because that is basically poison to your immune system. So, gently moving can be helpful. It gets your blood flowing. It helps your lymph flow in the same. And so movement. Well, our tendency is going to be to just sit. Gentle movement really may be helpful with your recovery. Okay. Um, the other thing is we must prioritize sleep. And when we think about how can we rejuvenate our body, sleep is the most important thing that we need. And the other thing that I will be doing is not only prioritizing my sleep, like I let myself sleep all that I need to, is also I'm going to be jumping in the sauna because sauna is can be a tool to help you heal a little bit more quickly. And there's some viruses that actually are killed by the sauna, right? So, I mentioned this before around the cleansing idea is that maybe a little bit of fasting. I do like 12 and 3. So I will push my breakfast out a little bit and make sure that I'm not eating 3 hours before bedtime. So at least a 12-hour fast and then not eating 3 hours before bedtime. The next thing is, especially when I have a gut issue, I'm going to be adding some binders, maybe something like charcoal or bentonite clay. Truth be told, I use these all the time. And then when we're thinking about cleansing, we want to make sure that we are hydrated and that we're doing things like washing our hands to protect our family when we're sick. Hydration is key, and it's more likely you're going to get dehydrated when you're sick. So I wanted to mention this, the bouncing. So this is something it's very passive, like to get on a rebounder and bounce a little bit, but it helps move lymph. And when your lymph is moving, that helps take out the trash in your body. So I will definitely be bouncing on my little rebounder a little bit. And then doing dry brushing, which also stimulates lymph. And that's brushing towards the heart, starting like at your feet, brushing up the legs, and then doing it in your arms too, going towards the heart. Let's think about what supplements might be helpful. I'm going to increase my dose of vitamin D when I get sick. So that I regularly take 10,000 international units, which may be more than you take. So for a few days, I'm going to double that to 20. I think that's pretty safe. And once again, talk to your doctor about this. Vitamin C, I when I feel like something bad is coming on, like if I thought that I was getting COVID, I would probably be doing vitamin C to bowel tolerance. Okay, trying to get rid of that. NAC, N-acetylcysteine, also it helps your body make glutathione, and this can be very helpful. I would be taking around 500 milligrams a couple times a day. Zinc, also to support the immune system, I would be probably taking 20 to 30 milligrams myself. Selenium, around 50 milligrams. Quercetin also supports the immune system, and that I would be taking regularly, 500 milligrams, up to 4 times a day. Himalayan tartary buckwheat. I'm not sure what the dose on this is, but it supports the immune system, and it's a food. I like it that it's a food source. It is chock full of good stuff, and you can get that at Big Bold Health. for gut issues, I'm going to add something, a supplement that has some immune globulins in it to sort of soak up what's going on in there, and the binders I mentioned before. So IgG, there are different supplements that have that in it. Um, I like Mega IgG from Megaspore. The other thing that I jump right on is spraying my throat. I use Briotech, and also Biocide. Both of those sprays, I'm squirting them up my nose. I'm squirting them in my throat because they can kill what's getting started. And with some viruses, they will be living in the back of your throat and your nasopharynx for a while before they get rolling and then invade further. So we want to catch it as early as possible. So, I would be doing that regularly. I also would be doing a neti pot rinse, and I would be adding a little bit of vitamin C, a pinch of vitamin C buffered so it doesn't burn, and maybe a drop of biocide into the neti pot rinse of warm salt water. The more you can catch it early, the less likely it is, the more likely your immune system is going to manage it. And then you guys have the tool of frequency specific microcurrent. Jump right on that. We want to make sure that uh, you may or may not have virus protocols on there. Many times I'll just add them so that just in case you have them, but there are supportive protocols that you can run, and you guys know how to reach me if you need to add that to your frequency specific microcurrent. But I'll run, virus protocols if I think something's not right. I'm like, oh, something's going on. I start those. And then supportive protocols, any of the supportive protocols can be helpful. But of course, if it's a respiratory thing, we think about lungs, or maybe running a bronchitis protocol, heart to support the heart health, and kidney and liver, those detoxification organs. The other thing that I will be using is red light therapy. And me personally, I actually will be using a little methylene blue and full body red light therapy. It's kind of a biohacker's tack. Talk to your doctor before you do that. And then, I patch myself up with the phototherapy patches from LifeWave. So I'm going to be using the Eon for inflammation, the glutathione and carnosine for healing, and then the X39 and 489 are the stem cell patches. The other thing that I do is a little bit of ozone therapy, rectal ozone therapy. It's super easy. You can actually, something people can do at home. I encourage you, if you haven't heard about that, to look online or reach out to me. Certainly, if you're a client, I can help you and guide you towards materials where you can find resources to understand how you can pretty affordably have that as an option in your home, that you can DIY it. Yeah. So DIY isn't it nice? We can avoid going into the doctor's office. And so then what makes you laugh? This is a great question. This might be a time to do a little Netflix binging, right? Because we know that laughter improves the immune system and improves the natural killer T cell activity. And so remember that being sick, sometimes when I look back on when I was pretty darn sick, when I felt like I was declining and it was my last, it was my last illness, that I was just going to keep getting sicker. I look back on that time and I'm appreciative of it, because it felt like a pretty miraculous improvement. And now I want to help you, whatever you're struggling with, know that if you follow some specific like ideas that we're teaching you, you can recover. You can recover, right? So I'm here to be your guide, and know that sometimes illness, it gives us that pause. It lets us take a breath, take stock, look at our lives, think about what our life would be like if nothing changed. And maybe that is time for us to change the pace, slow down, smell the roses, as my mom always used to say, and know that life is for more than work. As I say this, I realize, I mean, I'm saying this for me too, right? Life is more than work, and we need to breathe. We need to slow down. Maybe at times our illnesses help us do that so that we can more deeply appreciate when we get that energy back. All right, you guys, I hope this has been helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next video.